Welcome back, like Cotter, to the live stream that no one's watching. This is probably the last Twitch stream. After today, I'm going to just do Facebook Live and Facebook videos because the Twitch thing is not really viable. It's not interesting enough to people, and I don't blame them. It's not interesting to me either most of the time. So, what do we have here is the mold that I built up of the, what was it? Oh yeah, it's the front mount, or the rear mount for the gun. So, it should be all done. So, I can pop this apart. And then separate them. Talk about the cleanup. So it should peel apart. You might have a problem. I used only the spray and it is bonded. I might be screwed here. I don't have the strength in my hands to do this. Oh, there we go. So now we're separating it. So I found a split line. It's coming apart for the most part. I think I probably should have used Vaseline like I have been. So I'm peeling the mold apart. This is a two-part. Sorry, I can't do it on screen. It's bonded way tougher than I expected. The old one-armed bandit's having trouble again. Uh-oh. The center is bonded. Not the best. I have to figure out how to get a little more strength here because I cannot reach into here. Oh, it came. Chopped apart. So there's your part. There's your mold. There's your pins. So this one is really, really clean. So the first thing we do is grab the X-Acto. I don't know if you'll be able to see my off here, but I'm going to do that edge cut again because so much silicone slipped out. And when you clamp it, you don't want any lumps. So that's cleaned. That's pretty clean there. So now we have to decide. I really like how clean this mold is. There's very little blue clay in it. Now, these metal pins here will be put back into the mold. So these holes won't be threaded on this one, but I wanted to do it like this because I wanted to let's see here. I need to clean this up a little. But it's really, really pretty clean on most sides, just right here. So I need to grab my tweezers and a sharp X-Acto. Break a bunch of shit, because that's how I do. You know what I'm saying? So right now, how's the light? Light's pretty good? Okay. So I need to, you grab the silicone on one hand, and you pull it tight, and then as you cut, and you peel. That's how you get a nice straight line in your cut, and you're pretty certain about where it needs to go. Same thing on this side. This part looks pretty good. So now, we've talked about multiple times about pour lines, so we're going to take the thicker side, which is this one, and we're going to look at air bubbles. And we're going to have an air bubble problem here, for sure, because any plastic that comes down, so actually first let me do this. This is where I'm going to cut my line here to pour. So what I'm going to do, so you can see it, is, well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn some light on, so sorry. So I need a place to pour. That's what we're working on now. This is the very first step here, is how do I pour this mold? And so I'm going to pour it from this edge here, so I'm going to make a slice. A real nice little slice on this corner. All the way down, and then I'm going to slice in this way. And all my plastic, I'm going to start small. I'm going to start small for this pour hole, and then if I need to make it bigger, I will. The reason I'm starting smaller than I need is that'll be a much smaller part line. If that's all I have to cut off, I can just snip that off. So from here, I need to kind of know where this is, so I'm going to make a little snip here. Whoop. Whoop. So I can see it. I can find those by stretching it. If I stretch it this way, I can see those lines. So now I'm going to do the same type of thing here. I know that this is going to come straight up. So this one comes roughly right here. So I'm going to press this in here real smooth and real carefully. Then I'm going to find the second one, which I know is roughly right here. I'm going to cut this one in real smooth, and I'm prying apart as I cut, and then I can see how deep I'm going. That's good there. Then once I get both slits in, I put the X-Acto in low and I just slide it across. Pop this piece out. And once that piece is out, I can pop a little more of this out and get this close to this edge here. So now, that serves as my vent. So you can see that now I have a pour hole, right? And it's not too bad, and I should be able to slice that plastic off once I'm done. So that mold looks pretty good, but if we look at it, we know that the plastic pours in this way. We're going to rest at the bottom. There's going to be an air void here. It's going to push up into this side. It's not going to know what to do, right? So the best way to probably handle this air void is probably going to be a channel here. And I have a channeler here somewhere. I have to find it. So I'm going to slice here. And as I pry that away, I should be able to see this way. Now what this does is this allows the air to vacate. Now I'm going to have a piece of plastic here, but you can see there's going to be a little place for the air to vacate. So now I've got a channel here, and I can make another channel on this side. I'm going to show you a different way to do that. But so now it comes in, and the plastic comes down, and then it pushes up here, and it's like, oh shit, it's stuck. No, it's not, because it's just going to come right up here. So it's going to start to slowly, any air bubbles that get caught on this side are going to come up here and come out. There's nothing for them to get caught on. It's out the top, comes this way around. It goes around these pins and goes out, stuck. Nope, air bubble release, starts to fill this side. This plastic comes in and fills this side. Now, it might be good to put one more air vent that comes down to like here, but it may not be necessary. So one more thing I'm going to look for here is my channeler. So this is a channeler. It's got a sharpened edge on one side. You can buy these at Alumilite. They're not very expensive. So I can use this on a piece of silicone, and I can just make a little channel with it. So now you can see that little channel I just made, and it's cleaner than with the X-Acto. So this thing is really useful. You should all buy one of these, because if I make extra channels here, if I make an extra channel, I can easily just drag this and just make the channel. It's super easy. You don't slice your mold. You don't run into any issues. So that being said, This mold is almost perfect as far as I can tell. I don't see anything wrong with this. I'm going to drop some pins in it, and I'm going to make a copy real quick. Kind of excited for once. Something turned out. So here's my pins. Now I can use threaded, I can cut up some screws and put threads in these and put like a little piece of threaded screw in here, but for now we're just going to use these. So these all sit right in the mold like this. And so when the mold is done, when I'm done, I pop those out, and then I have holes there that I don't have to drill. And then everybody's happy. Nobody's complaining. Well, everybody complains, but you get the idea. Little release. Mold goes together. Piece 1, piece 2. Squeeze it, flip it, smack it up, flip it, and rub it down. Oh no! Clamp the mold. This mold doesn't need to be super, super tight. So we're good there. What do we want to use today? Let's go RC3 from Alumilite. So RC3 and Alumilite White are two of the things that I use the most when I'm making casts. So you're going to see it a lot because they're the most reliable products that I've used. So that weighs roughly 20. So we're going to do 12 or 13 of each side just to be safe. So all I need is a cup, and I'm going to do it by weight. So I can clear this. Sounds good to me. $34. Yeehaw. Now this will turn to a cream color, which is good for a lot of these parts. So I'm mixing it up. This is super, super easy. All I have to do is not knock my thing over and spill it on the floor. All I have to do is pour real slow. When I pour real slow, all the air bubbles should take care of themselves. Now, I can usually tell if I have air bubbles. Like I had one, you saw it pop up. So I don't know what that was caught on. But I can see some other bubbles here that are making their way to the top, which is good. Sometimes squeezing it like this will induce a bubble, but I'm just trying to get as many of these out as possible. I think we're good here. So 10 minutes. Dougie Fresh, you're on. So I will I'm going to stop this. So I've got this video. I'm going to turn it back on to just film me taking this part out and talk about why it worked or why it didn't. I'm assuming it's going to work, but there's a possibility. There's always a possibility it won't. And I'm going to move on to making the second half of these other 2 molds, like I did this one, so that I've got all these mold videos that no one's ever going to watch. So be somebody, and if you can't, then be somebody else. Deuces.